Hello, welcome to my student support system. In today's class, we will discuss about disinfection and sterilization. This lecture is in English, and if you want to study in Hindi, just click on I button and you will get link of Hindi lecture. Let us start first. What is disinfection? Disinfection is a process of killing harmful microorganisms excluding the bacterial spores. We spare them, present on any instrument or object. It is very effective in infection prevention activities. If we are properly disinfecting the instrument or any soiled articles, we can prevent spread of hospital infection. Disinfection can reduce expenditure on treatment of the disease because if we are able to prevent, then there is no need for treatment. What is disinfectant? Yes, disinfectant is a chemical or physical agent that is used for disinfection that destroys the disease causing pathogens or in the other harmful microorganisms. It refers to the substances applied to inanimate objects to disinfect it. For example, if there is a cup used by a patient of tuberculosis, then this may be infected. So, to the agent which we apply on the cup to destroy the pathogens, then that is known as disinfectant. What are the characteristics of a good disinfectant? A good disinfectant should have wide antimicrobial spectrum. Means by using one disinfectant, this should cover or this should kill viruses, bacteria, fungus, and a lot of other pathogenic microorganisms. Then the spectrum will be wide. It should be a fast killer, means contact time should be less. For example, if we are using a hand sanitizer, then within 19 seconds it destroys the pathogens. It should be effective or it should be active in the presence of organic matter. For example, birds, sputum or feces. There it should also work. Then a good disinfectant should not harm the instruments, should not cause destruction in the instruments or metallic surface, and should not cause deterioration of the clothes, rubber, plastic or other material or even hands. It should have a pleasant odor or no odor to facilitate routine use. It should not be too costly to afford, and it should be soluble in the water so that it can be diluted to the desired concentration. And finally, it should be eco-friendly and no damage to the environment should be done by this after disposal. Classification of disinfectant. Disinfectants are classified in three categories: natural disinfectants, physical disinfectants, and chemical disinfectants. What are natural disinfectants? Natural disinfectants are air and sunlight. Exposure to open air, or known as aeration, act as by the drying or evaporation of the moisture, which is lethal to most of the bacteria. If they are dried, they are destroyed. In the same way, direct and continuous exposure to sunlight is also destructive to many disease-producing organisms. The ultraviolet rays of the sunlight are particularly lethal to the bacteria and some viruses. Then physical disinfectant. Physical disinfectant includes number one, burning. Burning or incineration is an excellent method of disinfection. Inexpensive articles or instruments such as contaminated dressing, rags, cotton swabs can be disposed of by burning. Addition of sawdust or paper or kerosene oil or other combustible material help in burning. Feces can also be disposed of by burning. Second physical disinfectant is hot air. Hot air is very useful in sterilizing the articles such as glassware, swabs, dressings, oil, Vaseline and sharp instruments. Hot air disinfection is usually done in hot air oven. Then boiling. Yes, of course, simplest and very effective method. And we are using in our homes also. Boiling is an effective method of disinfection. It provides an atmosphere of boiling as well as steam. Boiling for 5 to 10 minutes, rolling boil, will kill the bacteria, but not the spores and viruses. Now, most important chemical disinfectants that we are using in our hospital setting or laboratories and everywhere. And nowadays we are using for hand sanitization and sanitizing other uh, areas for the prevention of, yes, this deadly disease COVID-19. So what are these chemical disinfectants? Let us start with phenol and creosotes. Phenol or carbolic acid is a chemical disinfectant. Pure phenol is not an effective disinfectant, but crude phenol, where we mix the phenol and creosote, is an effective disinfectant. 10% strength is used for disinfection of feces and 5% strength is used for mopping the floors and cleaning drains. Creosote alone is also an excellent disinfectant. It is more effective than phenol, yet no more toxic. Creosote is best used in 5 to 10% strength for disinfection of feces and urine. Creosote is an all-purpose general disinfectant. Creosote, when emulsified with the soap known as saponified creosote, Lysol, Izal, and Xylene are the creosote emulsions. Lysol contains 50 to 60% creosote. They are very powerful disinfectants. A 2% solution of Lysol may be used for disinfection of feces. Chlorhexidine. This is one of the most useful skin disinfection or skin antiseptic. It is soluble in the water as well as in alcohol. It is inactivated by soaps and detergents. 0.5% alcoholic or aqueous solution can be used as effective hand lotions, creams, and lotion containing 1% chlorhexidine are recommended for burns and hand disinfection. Then hexachlorophene. This disinfectant is highly active against gram-positive organisms. It is slow in action, but it shows cumulative effect on skin and is compatible with the soaps also. Thus, it may be incorporated in the soap preparation without loss of activities. So, antiseptic soaps are also prepared by using hexachlorophene. Next, chloroxylenol. Chloroxylenol is a relatively non-toxic antiseptic and can be used safely in high concentration. It is more easily inactivated by the organic matter than many other phenolic disinfectants. A 5% solution is suitable for disinfection of instruments, metal instruments and plastic equipments. A contact of at least 15 minutes will be required for proper disinfection. Citrimide. It is an ammonia compound. It is actively bactericidal against vegetative gram-positive organism, but much less against gram-negative organism. It has a soapy feel. It may be used in 1 to 2% strength. Bleaching powder. Bleaching powder or chlorinated lime is a white amorphous powder with pungent smell of chlorine. It kills most of the organism when used in the strength of 1 to 3%. Bleaching powder is widely used for disinfection of water, feces and urine, and it also acts as deodorant also. Hypochlorites. Hypochlorites are most widely used chlorine disinfectant, available as liquid as sodium hypochlorite and solid as calcium hypochlorite. They have broad spectrum antimicrobial activities. They are bactericidal as well as virucidal, fungicidal, and they do not leave any toxic residue. It is used for large scale sanitization activities, as you have seen in the COVID-19 prevention activities. Iodine. Iodine solution or tincture iodine have been used by health professionals primarily as antiseptic of skin or preparation of the skin before surgery or tissues. Iodine is bactericidal, fungicidal, virucidal and lethal to spore-bearing organisms. Iodine is cheap and readily available and very quick in action. Alcohols. Ethyl alcohol and isopropyl alcohols are commonly used as antiseptic and disinfectant. Ethyl alcohol in the form of industrial methylated spirit is the alcohol most commonly used for skin disinfection and hand sanitization. Pure alcohol has no power of disinfection, but 70% solution is potent bacterial, fungicidal and virucidal. Mostly hand sanitizers are made up of uh, ethanol and isopropyl alcohols. Formaldehyde. It is effective against vegetative bacteria, fungus and many viruses, but slow against spores and acid-fast bacteria. It does not injure the fabrics or metals. It may be used as 2 to 3% solution for spraying the rooms, walls and furniture. Formaldehyde gas is most commonly used for disinfection of rooms or operation theaters or ICUs. Potassium permanganate. It is purplish black crystalline oxidizing agent. It is used to disinfect aquarium and also widely used in community swimming pools to disinfect one's feet before entering the swimming pool. It is also used to disinfect fruits and vegetables. Hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is a bactericidal, virucidal, sporicidal and fungicidal. Means spectrum is very wide. It is used in hospital setting to to disinfect the surfaces. A 0.5% hydrogen peroxide is demonstrated bactericidal and virucidal activities in 1 minute. Only 1 minute contact time is sufficient. And mycobactericidal and fungicidal activity in 5 minutes. A 3% solution is also used as antiseptic and cleaning the wounds and discharging ulcers. Now we come to types of disinfection. Disinfection is classified into three types: concurrent disinfection, terminal disinfection, and prophylactic disinfection. What is concurrent disinfection? Concurrent disinfection is defined as disinfection of the infectious material as soon as it is discharged from the body of an infected person. or after spoiling of an article with such infectious discharges. In other words, we can say that pathogenic agent is destroyed as soon as it is released from the body, and in this way further spread of this pathogenic agent is stopped. Concurrent disinfection consists of usually disinfection of urine, feces, sputum, vomiters, contaminated linen, clothes, hands, dressings, apron, gloves, etc. throughout the course of the illness. This disinfection is carried out time to time during the stay of patient in the unit or ward. So it is a we can say daily or routine activity. Terminal disinfection. Terminal disinfection is carried out is defined as the disinfection of infectious material after discharge or death of the patient. In this way, the further spread of agent is stopped. Terminal disinfection includes disinfection of instruments, furniture, bedding or room using formaldehyde gas after patient uh, leaves the unit. Prophylactic disinfection. Prophylactic disinfection is defined as disinfection before starting of the disease. Disinfection of water by chlorine, pasteurization of milk and hand washing may be the examples of prophylactic or pre-current disinfection. Now we come to sterilization. Sterilization is slight advance to disinfection. Sterilization is a process used to make the product free of all forms of viable microorganisms, including bacterial spores. This process is essential in surgical procedures. All the instruments used in surgery should be sterilized before starting or using in the operation. Methods of sterilization. First is autoclaving. Autoclaving is a very effective method of sterilization. This is a sterilizer, small scale sterilizer. Sterilizers which operate at high temperature and pressure are called autoclaves. They generate steam under pressure, which is the most effective sterilizing agent. Autoclaving is widely used in the hospitals and laboratories. It destroys all forms of life, including spores. Steam attain a high temperature under pressure. It has a greater powers of penetration than ordinary steam. Normally, autoclaving is done at 121 degree centigrade and 15 psi pressure for 15 minutes. Radiation. Ionizing radiation is used for sterilization of bandages, dressing, catgut, and surgical instruments. The objects to be sterilized are placed in a plastic bag before radiation, and they will remain sterile until it is opened. Ionizing radiation has great penetration power with little or no heating effect. Ethylene oxide gas or EO gas. Heat sensitive articles may be sterilized at 55 to 60 degrees centigrade by ethylene oxide gas, which kills bacteria, spores, and viruses. Ethylene oxide is explosive, therefore, it is mixed with carbon dioxide and water vapor. It is also often added a mixture so as to increase the efficiency of this gas. Microwave. Microwaves are used for sterilization of soft contact lenses, dental instruments, dentures, milk and urinary catheters for intermittent self-catheterization. The microwave produces friction of water molecules in an alternating electrical field. The intermolecular friction derived from the vibration generates heat. The microwaves produced by the microwave oven completely inactivates the bacterial cultures, mycobacteria and viruses. Ultraviolet radiation. The wavelength of ultraviolet radiation ranges from 328 nanometer to 210 nanometer. Its maximum bactericidal effect occur at 240 to 280 nanometer. Ultraviolet radiation is used for the sterilization of water, air, titanium implants and contact lenses. Bacteria and viruses are most likely killed by UV light than bacterial spores. So this is all about disinfection and sterilization. For watching such videos, you can subscribe the channel, you can like Facebook page, and for making your notes, do not forget to visit my blog, mynursingstudents.blogspot.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and join Facebook group Nursing Notes. Thank you. Have a nice day.